Okay, welcome. Thank you all for joining this afternoon's meeting. This is the For the Region monthly meetup. We come together as a network every month with businesses, organisations and people, local residents from across South West Wales to have what we think are important whole system conversations that create an opportunity for all of us to come together and hear from voices from across South West Wales, from across our network, to share updates and insights on a range of different themes and topics. Today we are talking about opportunities for young people. What are the opportunities here in South West Wales for young people to thrive, to build flourishing lives for themselves and rewarding careers here in South West Wales? And we've talked about young people in a number of meetings. The topic of jobs and skills and opportunities for young people comes up, whether we're talking about the construction sector, the creative sector, the green economy. So the opportunities for young people in our region are really close to all our hearts. And you could even say that opportunities for young people and future generations is sort of one of the driving forces behind the formation of For the Region. How can we make South West Wales a region full of opportunity and promote the well-being of people and communities in our region to live fulfilling and happy and healthy lives? For the Region is an alliance of businesses and organisations across all sectors of the economy and society here in South West Wales. You can join us as an individual, or you can join us as a major organisation or a small business. We're really a whole system alliance, all brought together with that shared goal in mind, which is to co-create a happier and healthier South West Wales with a thriving economy. And we just really believe that South West Wales is one of the best places to live and work in the whole of the UK. And we want to see more positivity about our region, more collaboration. We believe we need to be working together to address the big challenges of our time, and more empowerment. You know, the future of South West Wales is in all of our hands. And it's not to look to government and look to the local authorities and say, they should be doing this and they should be doing that. But we want to think about what we can all do as people, as businesses and organisations, by working together. So that's our mission and our vision for South West Wales. And these monthly meetups are an opportunity for our members and our friends to come together, but also for new people and organisations to tap into our network, to share your updates and announcements with us and with our followers, and help join that collaborative and ongoing conversation. We're really all about joining up the dots, understanding all the fantastic stuff that is happening in our region, and also creating a platform for discussion about what more is needed, what collectively we would like to see, and what collectively we could do, how we might better collaborate. So it's going to be an interactive discussion. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you as today's session goes on. And when it comes to the topic of today's conversation, which is young people, I think we've all been there, and hopefully some people in the room are still there. We've all been a young person, and perhaps we can think back to the challenges, insecurities, hopes and aspirations that we had as young people, and start to consider together what it might be like to be a young person living or growing up here in South West Wales, and how we as organisations and businesses in the region might better collaborate to make sure that South West Wales really is a land of opportunity, that we can retain talent here in our region, that jobs and opportunities that are available here are available for our young people, and yeah, what are those opportunities and what can we be positive about, and how can we get those messages into the right places so that young people across South West Wales feel supported and involved and empowered and engaged in the life of South West Wales. first question that I would invite us all to consider as part of today's discussion, and perhaps to kind of kick off our thinking. So grab a pen and paper and be ready to gather your thoughts in response to this question. The first question I would love to ask is, what feels most urgent or important? So when it comes to the well-being of our young people, what questions should we be asking ourselves? What questions feel most urgent and important for us to consider? Right, we'll kick off with a voice from Pembrokeshire. Tom, welcome. What questions feel urgent?
Hi everyone, nice to see everybody here and lots of people. Very quickly then, I'll fire through all of the things that we discussed. So Sue brought up the topic, are we actually doing enough to inform young people in the region of what opportunities there are out there? Both, in terms of employment, Sue brought up, but also on all issues, support and advice that's available to them, opportunities that are out there, and also to inform people who work with young people about these things as well. And decision makers. How do we know what young people want and need? You know, what meaningful engagement is being done to actually establish that? How can we develop active participation of young people in their communities, feeling confident and motivated, and that it's worth doing? Arwen brought up, how do we ensure that young people feel that they belong in the region, that they feel valued, that they want to stay here, and that there's a future for them here? How can we actually make co-producing these things, which I think most of us would probably agree is needed, how can we make that the norm with young people? And how can we work effectively across the region to support young people and share resources in these difficult times?
Great, Tom. That's a good list of questions there. Covers a lot of those issues. And how can we work together better across South West Wales on all those things? Thanks so much. Sally, I'd love to hear from you. What questions feel urgent or important?
Hello. Apologies for having my camera off. I've had issues this morning with Teams and it's transferred to Zoom, so it's obviously a me issue. Yeah, I put my hand straight up because I don't think we actually agreed in our group who was going to be the kind of spokesperson, but we all had plenty to say, as you can imagine. The biggest thing for us, and the first question we asked was, are we asking young people what they need, what they feel they need at particular moments in time in terms of barriers and anything else that might be going on? Because I think, there are lots of forums that consult with young people and lots of individuals like ourselves who work for the organizations that we do because we want to try and help young people. But at the heart of it, are we putting them at the centre to hear their views, or are we doing what we think or we feel is best for them? Very open, broad. I've answered to one question with another question, really, but yeah.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? And it's a rhetorical question in a way. Are we doing enough? And are we putting young people at the heart of what we do? And I'm really hopeful that the young people that are in the room, if you consider yourself a young person, that's self-determination. I hope you will speak up and answer some of these questions for us as well and share your thoughts. Andrew, I'd love to hear from you. Welcome.
Thank you, Dawn. I was in a breakout room with Peter, Ruth, and Fionn as well. And our conversation talked about work and talked about outside of work as well, and perhaps and really centered around communication and effective engagement. What's instructional, where does involvement overlap? How do we keep people updated and informed? And there's a couple of us in the room that looked very much from a business sense on what that means sort of instructionally, but also any social groups we're outside of. And really harnessing all the benefits that young people bring, the energy, the new ideas, the thoughts, the sort of less of a fear to change and different technologies, potentially, and actually working together on how do we effectively communicate and engage. I think the biggest thing from me and my takeaway is being in training, coaching, and professional development is how younger people are taking on information are very different to my experience of going away on a training day for half a day or a day. What is this bite size and the value of this, and how can we get skills prepared for the future? How are people really consuming learning going forward? But great conversation with Peter, Ruth, and Fionn. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, some great questions there. And I love that point about, are we harnessing the benefits that young people can bring into our communities and organisations as well? Thank you for that. Zubs, welcome from YMCA Swansea. Nice to see you.
Hello, apologies, my camera is off. I'm also having some technical issues. We started off with talking about having transferable skills and young people being aware that, you can there's loads of skills that they already have that they can transfer to other organisations, but it's how we can engage with the other organisations to be as receptive for the young people to join them in some of the opportunities they have. We also talked about you know me, I'm a youth support worker, so a lot of me was advocating for the young people, and a lot of the activities we already do are youth led. So before we make any decisions, we like to go to our young people and say, what would you like to do? How would you best like this funding to be spent? What needs have you got? And we try and aim to facilitate them. But a lot of it then boils down to funding and other organisations having the capacity to us then go in with the young people as well. So as well as sharing opportunities, I think it's a lot about us engaging with big businesses and having more opportunities to gain opportunities for young people as well. So yeah, I had a lovely group with someone from Swansea Arena and Gower College. So again, different organisations, different areas of opportunities, but it'd be amazing if we could all get together and find a way where we can navigate those opportunities for young people rather than doing them as individual organisations. But yeah, that was us.
That's such a key point. Thank you, Zubs, for that. Engaging with larger organisations and I suppose smaller organisations across our region to maximise the opportunities that are available for young people, sharing that best practice. You talked about the YMCA as being, very much youth-led, and what does that look like in practice? And I'm sure a lot of our organisations find it challenging to involve and engage young people. And meanwhile, there are some really fantastic organisations that are doing really well. So we'd love to hear some of that today and some of that best practice. But that's a really great summary of some important and urgent questions. I'm not seeing any more waving hands, but do come in if you'd like to, or drop any other questions into the chat and share your thoughts about what feels urgent and important to you on all of this. And I think what always comes through in these discussions is how can we collaborate better to address some of these challenges. Zoe, would you like to come in?
I did think Morwenna or Dan might have come in from our group, so I did hold back a little bit. But what they mentioned as well is around, they had both noted a similar thing around language when we are talking to young people and the sort of platforms that we're trying to get messages across to them, something that we need to consider as well.
Great, yeah, thank you for that. And I think this is obviously a key point. As a non-young person, are we communicating effectively? Do we know how to talk to young people and the platforms where we can really engage with them? Lovely. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking part in that initial conversation, which, as I say, is about making sure we give voice to some of our own priorities and concerns, and why conversations like this are important. And so thank you for your input into that. And I'm seeing some more discussion in the chat feed as well. So please do use the chat if that suits you to do so. These opportunities, these meetings are an opportunity for partners from across South West Wales to take the open mic and share your updates and examples and announcements with our network And we do that by asking the next question, really, which is, what are you excited about? What are some of the opportunities for young people in South West Wales? This is a platform to amplify and share those opportunities with each other. And so we ask that question, what are you excited about? And it might be something that you and your organisation are delivering or doing already in South West Wales, something you've seen, or some opportunity that you are aware of that you would like to share with the meeting. So that's my question to you. What are you excited about? And once again, I'm going to stop talking for a few moments and invite you to create a short list of bullet points for yourselves. What are you excited about? We take this appreciative inquiry approach in our meetings to coalesce around the strengths, the assets and the positives that are already existing here in South West Wales, the fantastic work that's being done. And as has already been shared, there isn't just one place to go and find out and share information about opportunities. So anything we can do to cross-pollinate ideas across South West Wales feels important to us. So get ready to share what you think the opportunities are. What are you excited about? I'm delighted that we've got James Dovey here. I consider you to be a young person that is making change happen. So delighted to have you with us. What are you excited about, James?
I thought I'd jump in quick, so I need to run shortly. But yeah, I guess I'm really excited about creating some of that opportunity for young people. So my latest project is called the Battle Arcade, and I'm going to be working with young people in Llanelli, that's where I live, but if you're in Swansea or further afield, feel free to come down. And essentially, I'm going to be running workshops teaching kids all about design and engineering, and we're going to be building arcade machines out of recycled materials. So I've been part of a project called Bright Sparks, where we've been pulling apart old computers, screens, printers, laptops, fixing them and salvaging some of those parts to put into the machines. Today, I've literally just finished building this, which is a CNC machine. It's like a robot that cuts wood. But yeah, these are all things that I didn't really get to do growing up. It wasn't until I went to uni in London that I got exposed to all these exciting new toys and ways of working and learning. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what some of our young people in the local area do with some of this knowledge.
Yes, that is a really exciting project involving young people in Llanelli. Thank you, James. Great to see your project going from strength to strength. Zubs, what are you excited about?
Well, I thought I'd take this opportunity to let everyone know what we've got going on here at the YMCA. So at the minute, we've got loads of exciting things happening, from a 5-day open access youth service starting, so young people can access the young people drop-in 5 days a week. We have an LGBTQ plus youth group that runs on a Tuesday, that have actually developed training for professionals and young people, all to do around the LGBTQ plus community to raise awareness. We have, like I said earlier, our Y Talent project, which offers music as a way of engaging with young people with a variety of ages. We have our young carers service that offer respite and residentials for young people in caring roles. And yeah, we've got everything going on daily. So if you want any more information, please get in touch, and I will put my email address in the chat, and I will let you know about all the opportunities for young people. And we work with young people up to the age of 25. So we've got a wide variety of activities and workshops they can get involved in on different days of the week.
Thank you very much for sharing those project announcements, Zubs. Thank you for updating us. Fionn, what are you excited about?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. So my name's Fionn. I'm excited about, so I'm currently working for a charity that's actually just expanded into Wales. So obviously, naturally, I'm extremely excited about this. I am one of 2 project coordinators in Wales. And basically what we do is we are an employability and life skills charity. So we predominantly work with schools and colleges. Obviously, as I said, in Wales. We've got a particular focus at, within the south at the minute, just to, due to starting to expand into Wales. We've used that as a priority area, and I'm based in Carmarthenshire, which is very apt, and the rest of the team is also based around Cardiff area, and we work with ages from 12 to 19. To provide industry insights and skill sessions to allow children and young people to gain confidence and build some just generic transferable skills that they're able to transfer not only into the world of work but into higher education. And yeah, it's a great opportunity for the children in Wales. I feel as though I'm relatively young, so I'm only 23 myself. So I remember quite clearly how my school days were, and I don't feel as though I had that career support in Wales personally. So I think it's something I'm very passionate about, in ensuring that I'm able to allow those opportunities to the youth in my area. So if anybody wants any more kind of information about us as a charity, potentially look at working together, spreading the word and getting those opportunities out to the young people, I'll pop my email in the chat. So yeah, please feel free to reach out. But as I said, we're expanding into Wales, so it's a very exciting time for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Fionn. There's a question in the chat about the name of the charity. Do you want to let us know what that is?
Yeah, so I work for Working Options in Education. That would have been a good start to say the name of the charity. And we're fully established in England and have been a standalone charity for 5 years. Maria is also in the call, which she's just sent a link I can see in the chat for you for more information. But yeah, fully established in England, and we've had funding to transfer what we've done in England, but also massively adapt it to the people in Wales, for the young people in Wales, the schools and colleges. We're very understanding that things are very different in how things work in Wales. So it's about kind of being a complementary service to all the other services that already provide those career pathways and opportunities. But yeah, any other information, please feel free to pop a question.
Thanks, Fionn. Lovely to meet you. And yeah, definitely to hear, I guess, that personal perspective as a young person and the need for that kind of hand-holding and guidance to help people find their career pathways. Alex, I'd love to hear from you. What are you excited about?
Hello, yeah, thank you. So I work for Pembrokeshire County Council in the business support team. So I help people start and grow their businesses. So what makes me excited is that I'm running a 2-day boot camp in June, covering a few different aspects, branding, marketing, social media, to help people basically become more confident to either grow their business or to begin it. And the criteria for this, or the eligibility, is they've got to be 16 plus and living in Pembrokeshire. So I think it's a good opportunity for people, maybe even if they haven't got an idea or they've got a small idea looking to see where it can go, they can come to this boot camp, become more confident, and then work with myself then to hopefully establish and grow the business from there.
That sounds really great. The opportunity to become an entrepreneur is alive and kicking here in South West Wales. So great to hear about that boot camp. And I think there's a wave of business support across the region, thanks to shared prosperity funding and probably other pots of money as well, going into business support, enterprise support, and all 4 local authorities are doing exciting things to support entrepreneurship. So that Pembrokeshire Council boot camp for young entrepreneurs sounds really great. Please do share details in the chat, Alex. Lovely. Ruth, thank you for joining the call. What are you excited about?
Have I unmuted? Oh, yes,
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah,
sorry. Oh, I'm having
right, there's two
terrible
of us.
Oh, sorry, yes. Ruth from Selva Coaching. Brill. Sorry, I should
Okay.
have been more specific.
I didn't realise we were both on. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been working with Compass to try and get my social enterprise up and running, which is Selva Coaching. And we've just submitted all the paperwork, and I'm just waiting to hear back to when it's up and running. So when we are up and running, we work only with young people, the age range sort of the whole of the 20s rather than up to 25 as beyond, because we're looking at coaching for identifying identity and life goals, and then and their core values. So yeah, I'm just very excited. I can't wait to get started. But yes, it's been a wiggly road to get to this point, but I'm glad that I'm finally able to say to somebody other than my dog that this company is going to exist. So watch this space. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good. Working with young people on their sort of life goals and their values. I think that's really important conversations to have with young people. So yeah, excited to hear more about what you're doing and follow the journey as it develops. And
and if anybody wants, I'll put my email in the chat if anybody wants to collaborate, or if there's any way we can bring two different aspects together, that would be amazing but yes, beginning of my journey. So thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about it. So yes, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for coming along and sharing what you're up to, and do stay connected. As you say, those opportunities to collaborate with other organisations are really beneficial for all. James, great to have you on the call. Tell us, what are you excited about in terms of opportunities for young people?
Thank you, Dawn. Hi, my name's James Morgan. I'm the creative learning producer at Swansea Arena. I'm quite excited. We got a couple of projects that we've just finished and a couple that we start in the next few weeks, the next few months, really. We're looking to set up at present in Swansea, particularly and across South Wales, the creative sector is very much a growing sector. There is a lot of incredibly talented musicians, artists across the region, and my role really in the arena is to sort of platform and promote them as much as possible, giving them opportunities for different using the facilities that we have down here and so on and so forth. And we're in the process of looking to set up a technical academy with University of Wales Trinity St David, so the music technology students that study there. We're giving them opportunities to come in and work alongside the sort of world-class productions that we have coming into the venue, and to learn from that, to get that really important hands-on experience, which is incredibly a huge asset for them with regards to their CV, to complement the degrees that they're doing at the same time. My background really prior to coming into this role was employability, so every project that I work on, regardless of the nature of it, is always thinking about that, particularly when we work with young people. What are we doing? What are we doing with the activities and the projects we're working on down here that's going to help them contribute towards supporting them into their career? So there are a few different things going on down here at present, but it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to be in Swansea and to be in South Wales full stop. I really do believe that the region at the moment is growing exponentially in lots of different areas, and my role down here very much is about working within the creative sector, but it's quite heartening to hear all these wonderful stories from other individuals and other organisations that are also doing incredible work to support young people. So, and I would invite anybody who's interested in working and collaborating with myself and with the arena team to please get in touch. I'll leave my email in the chat. But yeah, lots of exciting things ahead, and nice to meet all of you as well.
Thank you, James. And it's really heartening to see the work that's happening at Swansea Arena to, as you say, promote and platform artists and young people who are moving into the industry. Exemplary, really, where you need large organisations to really embrace local talent and create those opportunities and pathways to share those kind of real world work experience opportunities, etc. So thanks so much for joining the call. Tom, what are you excited about? Tom Moses.
I get excited about quite a lot of things actually, but young people are really exciting, as evidenced, I think, by some of the young people who've spoken on this call already about seeing what they are coming up with themselves. I think it does tie back to the difficulty of spreading that. You know, if we could showcase more of these really great positive things and get it into other young people's heads, we can start maybe generating some momentum and so on. The particular project that I'm involved in, Cuba Youth, has been working for a couple of years to try and better connect young people in Pembrokeshire with decision makers, councillors, really town councillors, which is quite a challenge. But it has proved successful, so I'm quite excited about some of the communities where that has worked, and they're now kind of, you know, they've got strategy around involving young people. And it's leading to some outcomes for them. And we've got a learning sharing event, a couple of them next week. So quite excited about that. And anybody here would be welcome to attend that. There's one in Haverhub in Haverfordwest on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And then there's an online one on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, which might be more relevant to a lot of the people on the call. But the learning from it, I think, would be relevant to people across the region. I'll put some more stuff in the chat about that. We've also got a new project bid coming together, going beyond Pembrokeshire to a regional project. So we're looking to kind of develop that work, widen it to connect young people with not just kind of elected representatives, but more community leaders, community project leaders, like people on this call, sports coaches, these kind of things, and to kind of unlock the youth voice that could be achieved from those different places. So it'd be really interesting to have a chat with anyone on this call who might be interested in collaborating on a regional project. Resources, the funding from the lottery isn't really big enough to do the whole region, which makes it quite hard. So maybe a collaborative bid might do that. But we're certainly looking at Pembrokeshire, Carmarthenshire and Ceredigion at the moment. But obviously Swansea and Neath kind of add quite a lot of extra work to that project, but it'd be really good to talk to people about that. So quite excited about that. And finally, just through this project, I think there's a real opportunity if we could all use and promote the ways of working and the aims of the Future Generations Act better. I think it would add grist to all our mills and do a better job for young people. So I do think there's an exciting opportunity around that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for bringing in the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act. I'm really passionate about that being a real tool and a driver for us to adopt those ways of working and those holistic wellbeing goals. And looking forward to hearing about the knowledge that you can share from that experience of working with young people to involve them in town councils. And I'm really interested in how we can empower a wave of young change makers across Southwest Wales. So yeah, engaging young people in community organisations and community leadership, I think sounds really fantastic. Thank you, Tom, for that. Rhys Harris, I'd love to hear from you. What are you excited about?
Thank you very much. So I work for a project called Inspiring Skills Excellence in Wales. It's a mouthful, but we run Skills Competition Wales. If you haven't heard of us, you'll hear about us now. So we run competitions across vocational education. So it's an opportunity for young people from 16 plus to really champion themselves and showcase their skills and really kind of develop their core fundamentals as well as their hands-on skills within those vocational areas. So we work across kind of health, hospitality, lifestyle, creative, digital and business, engineering, technology and construction and infrastructure. So we run competitions across the network within Wales, and we work with partners from FE, HE and industry. And there's an opportunity for apprentices, trainees and those in HE and FE then to get involved and showcase their skills. Obviously we do it here in Wales, and it's a platform and it's a building. And we work closely with the wider networks to get involved and to provide opportunities so learners can put their skills in front of employers, in front of individuals to really promote themselves, I suppose, as a platform. And these learners will get the opportunity to progress onto the UK competitions. So they'll be able to do it on a kind of a wider national basis across the UK. And some have gone on to compete in the World Skills, which is potentially going to be in Shanghai in 2026. And can go to and far from there as well. So these learners get treated like athletes. They'll go through and we look and develop them as much as looking at their mindset skills, their kind of preparation skills, the day-to-day, the general real fundamentals of kind of a career and education they're going down, all those skills, as well as their hands-on kind of skills within their specific sector or their skill area. So we nurture them alongside the colleges to support, and we provide additional funding then if they go on to the national stages and international. There's a real opportunity for them to kind of showcase themselves and put themselves on a platform and a pedestal. And I think it's something that probably a lot of them potentially in their skill areas don't know there is, and they don't always get the opportunity to, especially in the vocational stream. So I think we as a project really promote and champion it, and it's an opportunity. And if anybody would like to speak with us, chat with us, or even be part of any of our competitions, we've just come to the end of the 23-24. We'll be starting again in September now to build up. But there are UK regional heats happening now. So if you wanted to see anything or wanted to know more, feel free to get in touch. I'll drop my email in there. More than happy to speak and work with anybody then and support anybody wanting to move forward with it. So, but yeah, that's us in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you, Reese. Yeah, we've come across the skills competitions before, and World Skills, as Zoe has mentioned in the chat, is incredible. And seeing young people from our region standing up and really talking about their experiences and their skills is very inspiring. And I suppose as well that your organisation therefore becomes a bit of a hub for those really amazing, inspiring young people who are making great strides in their vocational areas. So yeah, thanks for coming and telling us about that. And perhaps you've got amazing young people in your network who could be leveraged more to really show what young people in our region are capable of.
Definitely, Don. And if anybody is looking for any kind of inspiring stories or looking for somebody in a specific sector, feel free to get in touch. We have got ambassadors. I can't say we cover every sector. Depends on availability, depends on where we get them. But if you're looking for an inspirational story, or if you want to have somebody that can speak to them and kind of talk about their journey, a lot of these individuals go through ups and downs. A lot of them potentially get onto squad and then are faced with the fact that they don't get into Team UK, so they're not the ones going on the plane to Lyon this summer or potentially Shanghai in 2 years. So they face challenges along the way, and how they overcome those challenges, how they kind of work alongside professionals to develop their skills to overcome them. There are some truly inspirational stories, and we've got people that have never been out of the region, never been out of Carmarthenshire, then going on an international site visit to learn from the best in the world. So there's some real true inspiration, and some of these individuals go on to do some amazing things. I think we had a chocolatier in the Willy Wonka film. So somebody that's been part of the patisserie competition, gone through, and then was making chocolates for the Willy Wonka film this year. So some of these learners will go on a massive journey and have great opportunities. But it all starts, and we feel it beds from Skills Competition Wales, working with the likes of partners on this call. Colleges, HE, they develop their skills first, and we just help to nourish those learners and take it forward then. But it's just a platform we've got, I suppose, to help and support and guide them along the way, and we support alongside other organisations then.
Yeah, that's really great, and a great offer there, that you've got that network of amazing ambassadors. And how might we amplify those fantastic stories to inspire others across our region? Thanks, Reese. Will is a very inspiring young person. Introduce yourself and what you're up to, Will, and tell us, what are you excited about?
Hi, I'm Will. I'm the owner of Will's Pet and Farm in Swansea. I'm very excited about some of the new, curriculum really that we're running. Basically, mainly with schools, teaching young children about the outdoor learning, taking their mind away from the classroom environment, helping them with their well-being, life cycle projects, which are like the chick developing inside its shell. We're really excited about this one, so children can see the life cycle of a chick from day 1 in the incubator, day 14 where you can see it in its embryo, day 21 at hatching, and then up to a week old, then where they're able to see them from hatching to how they grow. So yeah, helping a young person, helping young people take their mind away from the classroom environment, and teaching children how to care for animals and how to look after them, and just helping children really with just changing their curriculum for them and helping them in that sort of respect, really. Thank you.
Thanks, Will. Will spoke on the stage at the recent Startup Expo for Swansea and Neath Port Talbot month or so ago and shared his journey of starting up his own business, Will's Petting Farm. There's a request for you to share your details in the chat, Will. I'm sure people will want to connect with you. But you've raised a really important point there about opportunities to get kids out of the classroom and into nature. And I'm sure there are lots of those amazing opportunities, so much needed, and there probably aren't enough of them, but so much needed for those kids perhaps who respond better outside of the traditional learning environments. Yeah, do connect with Will. His project is fantastic. Sue, absolutely delighted to have you on the call. You've been working with and for young people for a long time, and I'd love to hear what you're excited about at the moment.
Thank you, Dawn. Yes, we've been a little bit absent because we've had a huge project that we're delivering. So I work with a partner, Catherine David. We run a company called Young Dragons, and we're excited. We're just about halfway through our first phase of delivery. We're going into 20 primary schools, Swansea, Neath Port Talbot, Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire, introducing them to the huge opportunities within the built environment. And especially looking at young girls, so showing them that construction isn't just for boys. It's not all muddy, dirty, filthy out in the rain. So showing them the different jobs, quantity surveyors, architects, engineers, project managers, showing them the huge range of opportunities. So we've been, we're about halfway. We've completed Swansea schools, just about to complete Neath Port Talbot, then moving down to Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire. So we're going right across the region. It's a city deal bid that we put in. So we had great support to have funding to do that. And we're working with great partners. So Cyfle, we're an apprenticeship organisation, Raven Delta, and working with lots of construction companies across the region, taking people into the classroom so the children can see, oh, well, that's what an engineer looks like, and that's a quantity surveyor. So they sort of, and especially looking at females as well within that industry. I was listening to something on Radio 4 driving back now from the school, and they were talking about the lack of women in construction and the huge problem that we're going to have in 5-10 years, because these jobs, people are just not going into any of the construction jobs. So we're very excited. We're starting young, as we always do. As you know, we work with primary. Last year of primary, and then in September to July next year, we're working with first year secondary, doing more construction activities, obviously entrepreneurship. They'll be designing, working as a team, problem solving. So yeah, as usual, busy working out, inspiring and introducing children to the huge opportunities that are right across our wonderful region.
So just quick, remind us of the name. Sorry, Dawn.
Okay. So the name of the programme is Futurescape. If you look on our website, and of course we are Young Dragons, Catherine and I. It's Young Dragons, a community interest company.
Brilliant. It's such important work. Last month's meeting, we were talking about the construction sector and the shortage of skills and the need to inspire people into that sector, and for people to recognise, as you've said there, the range of different jobs that are available in that sector and the high salaries that they can command.
Yes, yeah, we talked about the money today.
Oh, yeah, really, really important. And I'm glad to hear you're working with construction companies across the region, bringing them into schools. I'm sure many partners on the line will be keen to connect with that. Thanks so much, Sue, for coming and sharing that. Andrew, what are you excited about? Andrew Vivers.
Thanks very much. So a couple of sort of personal and professional sort of excitements really. One is growing my network across the region. And potential client base. We're launching our website soon, which we call thinkmosaic.co.uk. And I think one of the things on there that allows me to share some videos and share some snaps really from the difference between teaching when we talk about young people and coming into sort of professional development and what that looks like. And it kind of links into what Will's saying with that sort of experiential learning. A lot of people, when I engage with young people in the classroom, they think it's just an extension of school, and not really clear on that difference between leaving school, college or university and actually coming into a professional development space, whether that's professional development or one-to-one coaching that we offer. So Zoe on the call, Sue on the call knows my coaching style, knows my training style really well, having been in previous classrooms, which is really good. But I think from a professional point of view, the things I'm really interested in is looking at the skills gap and how I could potentially affect that positively. So CMI, Chartered Management Institute, a few weeks ago said that 82% of managers in the UK are known as accidental managers. And what we mean by that is no formal training before getting set up in post. So one of the things I like to do in that is be more proactive in that, look at these transferable skills that people are needing, whether they're technical skills or the more softer skills that people reference, in seeing where we can shorten that skills gap. And the final thing I'm really excited about as I grow my network, working with some fantastic organisations across the region, is being able to match people, younger people, with organisations. So I was in Carmarthen last week, I was in Merthyr the week before. I live in Neath Port Talbot area. We're always doing coaching sessions in Margam Park, which is, now the weather's getting beautiful, a fantastic day of work to do. So being able to match individuals with specific roles and opportunities is something I'm really excited to continue doing. Thanks, Dom.
Well, thanks, Andrew. And as you were saying there about those different ways of learning outside the classroom, and professional development being really key to that, and matchmaking the right people with those exciting opportunities in our region. Thank you for that. Jessica Davies from the DVLA, thanks for being on the call. What are you excited about? Right, I think you might be having a problem with your audio, so we may have to come back to you because we can't hear you, although you're not on mute. So all I can suggest is probably that you leave the call and rejoin, Jessica, and see if that sorts out your microphone. I'm so sorry. In the meantime, I'll come to Lucy from Planed. What are you excited about?
Hi, nice to see you. Thanks for having me. Well, I'm excited to be here because this is my first meeting and it's nice to meet you all and make new connections. So my colleague Tom Moses, who you've met through Cooper Youth, I'm employed by Planed and I'm a micro-enterprise catalyst for covering Carmarthenshire. So our project is Catalyst for Care, and we support people to set up their own self-employed or small limited service offering personal care, home help, befriending, well-being, cleaning, and we put those details on a directory. So anyone in the community, professional or public, can go onto that directory and find someone to provide them with more choice and control over the care they have. So it could be a young person, could be an elderly person with different needs. It might be someone who wanted to go to Will's Petting Zoo, for example, but maybe they didn't have anyone to support them. So they could go online and find someone. So that's what our project does. We provide that one-to-one support for the micro enterprises to set up and also expand. So some people start off on their own and then they grow into a limited service and expand. And again, you know, we link in with vital partners like the College Sagaya with their training, and you know, I can see Alex with his training for people with marketing, people at micros, you know, accessing that training to develop and promote their business. So all these key partners and collaborations are really, really important. And obviously Planed is about empowering communities. So that was the main role that I do, and we've got this across 3 regions, the region across 3 counties. So I'm Carmarthenshire, we cover Ceredigion and Pembrokeshire as well. But I also host a network group. So this is specific to Carmarthenshire, and it's an opportunity for social workers, health board staff, and people who offer a service like a social enterprise or a community group, for them to have a few minutes to just present and talk and say who they are, what they offer, so that everyone can find out and make referrals into it. So, you know, I could see Heidi, I think she's put about a well-being support. So it might be something that people want to come on to you know, showcase their service as well and collaborate and all work together. So my details are in the chat if anyone would like them.
Super, yeah, thanks, Lucy. Great to hear about that. I mean, the care care sector and social care is a growing challenge, isn't it, for our region? So great to see some support for people to become self-employed in that sector and start their enterprises, and look forward to hearing more about that. So a directory of small care businesses, opportunity for support for anyone in Carmarthenshire in particular who can imagine themselves creating a role in that care sector. Thanks so much. I think it's a topic for a future conversation about how we can take our sort of health and social care across our region into our collaborative hands and work better together to meet people's needs in different ways, new ways of working.
Yeah, we've also got the social enterprise element of the project that helps people set up social enterprises so that they're employed by different organisations but we're part of the same project. So again, if anyone's interested, please do get in touch.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much. Great. Thanks, Lucy. Sadia, lovely to have you on the call. What are you excited about? Please do introduce yourselves, tell us what you're up to, and I'm sure colleagues will be really excited to meet you as well.
Thank you, Dawn, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sadia, and I am, even though you can't see me, I am one of the young people on the call. I'm the founder of Sadia Speaks, which is essentially a youth empowerment platform, and I'm on the mission to inspire and uplift and empower as many young people as possible, especially young people that are often forgotten about. I come from an ethnic minority background, and growing up in Wales, I often felt like I wasn't seen and heard. And so now I'm really, really passionate about creating spaces where young people that look like myself can come into those spaces and really feel like they can be themselves, but also they can also feel like they could go on a journey where they can achieve their greatest aspirations. And the thing that I'm excited about the most is just creating more of these experiences. I create these experiences by collaborating with organizations that already have this network of young people and create events that cater to young people. So I recently had the We Rise Summit in Cardiff, and at the moment I'm working on creating a similar experience in Swansea. And so if there's any organizations today that are, happy to partner with myself, then I'm really, really open to that and looking forward to it. Thank you, everyone.
Delighted to say that Sadia was speaking on the stage in Swansea Arena at one of our recent events, and is an inspiring young woman herself who, as you've heard there, is on that mission to inspire and empower others. So please do connect with Sadia if you think there are alignments and opportunities to collaborate. Thanks, Sadia. Lovely to have you with us. Tasmin, what are you excited?
I'm just gonna. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, there we are in there. Hi, I'm really excited. I work for Educate Training Groups. We're a prime provider of apprenticeships through the Welsh Government. But we're working really, really, really hard with a lot of employers, hundreds and thousands of employers pan Wales, to support them in recruiting new apprentices straight from school. So giving young people the opportunity to gain access to funded apprenticeships, earning whilst on the job, and gaining a nationally recognised accredited qualifications. So a few areas in which are interest, and a lot of school kids, and we engage with schools on a regular basis all the time actually, but a lot of schools out there sadly don't talk about apprenticeships as an option when they leave school. They tend to talk about the sixth form or the college route and the university route, whereas the apprenticeships are an amazing idea to support people not to get. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, by the way, for anybody that works in universities or colleges. I used to work in one myself, but giving that individual the opportunity to get that qualification at no cost and not to get into any debt. And I think we need to be talking about that a lot more in schools. We've got the opportunities, we've got vacancies live for young people at the moment in digital marketing, social media, project management, all the really exciting opportunities that's out there that these young people can access. But in our I was with two lovely gentlemen at the very beginning when you asked about what questions you'd ask, what's important and urgent. And we talked about, not to go into too much detail, but we talked about the importance of signposting. And we're that signposter where we can signpost to employers, introduce the learner and introduce the potential colleague into the business. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. We're lucky that this year we've had a £14 million contract to support individuals, and I'd be more than welcome. We support the Carmarthenshire area, the southwest, so I'd be more than happy to arrange a meeting with anybody, any employers that would be looking, or anybody that would be looking for a young person to join their workforce.
Lovely. Yes, and that's a really important message, isn't it? That we need to amplify alternative pathways other than just college and university, but for those young people who might go straight into apprenticeships. Fantastic opportunities, and great to see an organisation that can signpost. So thank you so much, Tasmin. Lovely to meet you. Ashley, the last hand waving in the meeting. What are you excited about?
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm very excited. We've got a brand new centre opening in Hendy called Carmarthenshire. It's a community centre run by Llanelli Community Council. We are hoping to do pop-up events for young people, entrepreneurs, volunteers in mind, if they can organise and run it. So many opportunities for them to use the building. We also have a big outdoor area for outdoor events as well. Yeah, the opportunities for the young people at the venue would be fantastic, and I'd really look forward to anyone that would be interested in using the centre. It's just off junction 48 of the M4. So it's due to open in June. So, but please get in touch with me if you have any ideas, and bringing your networks and your businesses, organisations along, please. I think that was basically it.
Nice. Yeah, super. Lovely to hear about that, and be interested to follow along and see what events, pop-up events for young people. Do keep us in touch with all of that. Thanks, Ashley.
I'll put my email in the chat. Yeah,
please do. And speaking of the chat, Jessica Davies from the DVLA, who's been having audio problems, but she was here to talk about the DVLA's employability skills programme, which offers free skills sessions, so catch up with Jessica if any of that sounds interesting. But they're keen to break down the barriers for the civil service and for young people and others across our region to recognise that there are lots of jobs in the civil service and it's not all men in suits. Those are her words. So yeah, good to have that diversity of very small organisations and then large employers like the DVLA and that sort of civil service sector. There are huge opportunities for young people in South West Wales, and I think what's come through today is the importance of signposting towards those and raising awareness, spreading that motivational and inspiring message so young people do realise the opportunities on their doorstep. Some years ago now, For the Region hosted an event in collaboration with Gower College. I've spoken about it before, and it was called Should I Stay or Should I Go? And we held a session with college students, asking them whether they were planning to build their careers here in the region or whether they were thinking of leaving and going elsewhere. And it was really striking, the lack of awareness, not just among the students, but also among their teachers, the lack of awareness of how much exciting stuff is happening in our region and those opportunities that are here on our doorstep. And we'd love to deliver similar events across other colleges in our region. We think there's a real need for it. So if you're interested in talking to For the Region about hosting that sort of event, we're having some conversations with Pembrokeshire College at the moment. Should I stay or should I go? I think we'd love to do that job of highlighting for young people the range of businesses and opportunities, some of which have been spoken about today, and we'll be out there doing our job to share those updates that all of you have so kindly offered with our wider network. So hopefully that has been useful. I did have other questions and topics of discussion, but I'm looking at the clock and time has been whizzing by. So next on our agenda, I'm going to come to my colleague Lydia, and she's going to introduce a few of our members to have their member moment. Lydia.
Thanks, Dawn. I just love how every month is completely different. Last month we had the construction call, some of you were on it, and yeah, lots of themes coming out, quite a lot of challenges. And then this month it's all much more kind of shouting about opportunities. And I love it that each month we do, you know, it's quite a different feel comes out of the call, but there's so much overlap. And I would just encourage you, even if you don't think a particular theme is the area usually working, join us anyway, because the chances are that there will be huge overlap and huge scope for connection. I see Andrew Vivas, you're on the call. Andrew, you've shared today about Mosaic, and I know just last week you were up in with one of our other members up in Carmarthenshire who are solar wheel, to completely different kind of industry, and yet you were able to connect and collaborate off the back of your linking in with For the Region and your membership. So it's exciting, and just treat these calls as just one way in which you can connect with us, and a launch pad for so much more. Without further ado, we're going to hear from two of our members today. First of all, we're going to hear from Lynette Anthony. Now, Lynette is the training manager from Cuffler Building Skills, who've also already been mentioned on this call. They have opportunities for apprenticeships and work experience opportunities right across the region. So Lynette, I'd love you just to take 2 minutes just to share a little bit about you, a little bit about the opportunity. Thanks, Lynette.
Thanks, Lydia. Hiya, guys. As mentioned, my name's Lynette. I work for Cuffler Building Skills. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the 2 projects that we are currently running. So first of all, we are in the construction sector. And then secondly, we cover Carmarthenshire, Swansea, Neath Port Talbot and Pembrokeshire. So the first project that we have on offer is the Shared Apprenticeship Scheme. So what Cuffler does, we are the employer of these apprentices. So we employ them. They must have already completed the first year in the college, first of all. Then we employ them, and then we place them on sites then to get their site experience and evidence towards their qualification. So that's the first project we've got. And then the second project is the work experience. Again, still covering them areas. With the work experience, we give 6 plus 16-year-olds an opportunity to go out on site for 2 weeks, 10 working days. They get online training, they get a toolkit, and they also get £200. That is given directly from Cuffler to the candidates. So I just wanted to give a little update on what we offer. I have already put my contact details in the chat, and I'll do that again now. So if anyone would like more information, feel free to contact me and we can go from there. Is that okay?
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Lynette. Tom, I don't know whether you'd be happy to unmute yourself. I know you, Tom Moses from Planet, you said a little bit earlier about what you're doing over in Pembrokeshire, but I just wondered whether you'd like to take 2 minutes more just to give people an insight into what's going on in Pembrokeshire with the Cuba, the youth project that you're involved with there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I might have jumped the gun on saying about it earlier on. Sorry.
If just a little insight. I wasn't sure
okay.
whether that was instead of.
Yeah, I just say a little bit more. As I said, we've got this share event online next week. But you know, put simply, we have been attempting to sort of join the dots and improve connections in community, particularly with decision makers and young people. It's not rocket science, but we've found out it really is very, very often as simple as just getting people to talk to each other and actually identify some common ground, begin to develop a working relationship, and just try and take little steps, you know, and try and achieve some achievable things, but then keep that relationship going. Keep checking back, you know, you said this, we've done this, what should we do next, that kind of thing. It's quite hard sometimes for people to do that. It does take, I suppose, a little bit of creativity and confidence to just sort of rock up with a load of young people and talk to them in an engaging way that they're going to find useful and fun. So we have been offering some advice and support on that. It doesn't take lots of money to do these things. You can just very often tweak other events to include a little element of youth voice and consultation, doing it in a creative way using little exercises or the digital means these days. Most people may have experienced using things like Mentimeter, which is kind of a little interactive phone app that you can get young people to interact with your kind of presentation in a live way and see the results of what they're saying online on the screen in front of you. That's really helpful. We had a good event in the college a couple of weeks ago. One group we particularly work with, and I know there's some people on this call from colleges, it's Pembrokeshire College Learner Executive. They've got a fairly new youth voice structure there with sort of a cabinet of learners with different interests, environment, Welsh language, quite a lot of overlap with the kind of sustainability goals of Future Generations Act. And they wanted to have an event to actually invite community into the college. The learners there thought that the college could perhaps play more of a role in being a kind of hub for community to connect with young people, because very often people in communities perhaps don't know where to find the young people or whatever. But there's 4,500 learners, I think, in Pembrokeshire College who come from all the communities. So if community people come and talk to the college, chances are they can find some young people at least consult with. So yeah, it's just trying to find new ways, I suppose, to connect. It's asset-based approach, trying to connect these different assets in communities in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's probably you're going to tell me my time's up, aren't you, Lydia?
Yeah,
so
I am. It's no, honestly, it's brilliant. And I know that you've already shared your contact details, and I would really encourage everyone to reach out to Tom. And I've got your colleague Lucy from Planet and your whole team working. We love connecting with you. We know we've got it's your Pembrokeshire coming up in 3 weeks' time, and it's just this opportunity to collaborate. On the call, some of us are just representing ourselves, but actually I'm looking at everybody, and I know some of your workforces are huge. We're representing probably thousands of people on this call, and just like I said before, just coming together and being open about this, sense of connecting, collaborating, doing things together that are, so good for South West World is so healthy. So thank you, Tom, for sharing. Thank you, Lynette, for sharing. Please reach out to them. Please reach out to other people you've seen on call. And also please reach out to me as well. I've put my own email in the chat. Please reach out to me. There is so much more For the Region that we do to connect. And so please reach out to me. I'd love to chat to you about linking in with you more. Back to you, Dawn.
Thank you so much for that. And any members of For the Region are welcome to use these meetings as a sort of little spotlight opportunity. So let us know if you'd like to do that. And I think I've just got to hand over to Zoe for a bit of an update from our team here at For the Region.
Thanks, Dawn. Hi. So much. So many exciting things. A couple of people have mentioned our upcoming event. It's Your Pembrokeshire. We have successfully run It's Your Swansea for the city and county of Swansea for a number of years now. And the people and organisations of businesses of Pembrokeshire have said, what about us? So we're coming to Pembrokeshire on the 8th of May. We're coming to the Queen's Hall in Narberth. This event is for the people, businesses and organisations of Pembrokeshire to unite in the Queen's Hall around a number of key topics that we have co-created with some organisations in Pembrokeshire. What are the hot topics that we need to be discussing, and projects and initiatives in that region that in that county that we need to be promoting. We'll send an email to you all after this. So Pembrokeshire colleagues that are on the line, and I'm really chuffed that there are so many of you here today. Please help us to shout, to share the Eventbrite link and share the details of that particular project event. Get on board with that. Our monthly meetups happen on the third Thursday of every month, and today has been really fantastic to hear about opportunities for young people. Next month, we're talking about food, which is another hot topic of ours for the region. We've run food conferences, regional food conferences in the past. how do we strengthen and support our local food supply chains? How do we create resilient food supply chains? So please, if you're interested in food, I'm sure we all are, then please make sure you come and join us and share with colleagues and businesses and organisations that might want to join that call next month. You might all be aware that we run a project called South West Wales Connected. It's a community rail partnership for that we run for Transport for Wales. And we've just recently produced an amazing little booklet called South West Wales Without a Car. And that is packed full of fabulous little places to visit and go and investigate around South West Wales. And there's in the booklet, it'll show you how you can get to those venues without using a car. So you can catch the bus, you can catch the train. There's even some cycling places you can pick up bikes. So you can catch the train and pick up a bike and go somewhere. You can have a glass of wine in a nice little cafe and then catch the train back. So, but if any of you would like any of those booklets, then please let us know and we'd happily get a box or a number of booklets to you so that you can share with colleagues and contacts as well. So please just let us know about that. But we'll follow up with an email to remind you of all these little bits. Anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks, Lydia. So we are a very positive and excited team. And one of the problems is we do so many things, it's hard to keep track. So thanks for indulging us while we share some of our updates on projects and events that are upcoming for us. And you can, of course, try and keep track of some of that on our website. I have shared the link in the chat to a feedback form, and I'd really appreciate colleagues in the room letting us know whether these meetings are useful. I think it's been really interesting and useful to hear from different groups and organisations, but I always feel that we've just scratched the surface of this discussion. So these monthly meetups are an evolving conversation, as Lydia says. The topics change, but also the type of discussion we have evolves and depends on the people in the room. But broadly, the ambition is to connect people and strengthen communication and collaboration across South West Wales. No more working in silos. Let's connect the dots, let's understand what others are doing, let's involve people in our own projects and see how we can support others with their projects. That's what it's all about. You know, the more we can work together and share our information and collaborate, I think the stronger South West Wales will be for the long term. So thank you for making the time to come along to this meeting. I hope it's been valuable for you. With 3 minutes to go, I would like to invite you all to just unmute yourselves, say goodbye, and I will shortly end the call, but I'll keep it open just a few minutes for final messages in the chat. But yeah, please unmute yourselves, say goodbye, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month and talk about food. Thanks very much. Bye for now.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.